So starting this vlog in the evening, it's actually an hour until I'm putting the kids to bed. Just feels really weird, but I'm really excited for this one. I'm gonna put a lot of my favorite fall recipes into this video. It's a very foodie vlog, so it's not just recipes. I mean, I haven't filmed it yet, but I wanna take you guys along. I'm going to a food pantry and me and my children are gonna be volunteering at like a food shelter type of thing. And so I wanna take you guys along for that and just spread some awareness about maybe some needs that are out there or like opportunities that you could do to help. And we're actually gonna shop at a food pantry, so that will be interesting. And yeah, I don't know what to expect, we will see. But I thought before we start this vlog tomorrow morning, I wanna get some apple Schnitz. If you guys are new to my channel, I'm Megan Fox, I'm a Mennonite. And with that comes a whole culture of food. One of those being apple Schnitz, or like dried apples. I'm sure you've had them before. Everybody loves them, not just the Amish and Mennonites. But I have this food dehydrator that I'm borrowing from my uncle. It's just kind of like the family food dehydrator. We just kind of pass it around. He's a single guy and he bought it one time because he thought, yum, that looks good. And so it doesn't get used a ton, so we just kind of like pass it around. And here's all the apples. I chose, they said you want to do sweet ones, so they're like an extra, you know, yummy treat. These are Honey Crisp. These are Golden Delicious, or like a variety of Golden Delicious. And then these are Zestar. They're a little smaller, but they're like a local, like they're really good, fizzy and like crisp, although those are pretty small. So yeah, we have to peel them all, slice them all. And actually, we're not gonna peel them all. I remembered I wanna kind of experiment a little bit and see if my kids like them with the peels on, because one, extra nutrition, and two, less work, and three, it's so much prettier. So I wanna see if we like them that way as well. So we'll kind of do a little bit of both and see how it turns out. Supposedly 12 hours from now, if we do this right, they should be dried out and good to go. We'll toss them in some lemon juice. I could not find ascorbic acid at Walmart. I did a Walmart grocery pickup earlier, so I'm not sure where to get it. I'm sure the Mennonite bulk food stores would have it, so maybe check there if you're looking for that. But yeah, we'll get this vlog going. I'm excited to share with you guys some of my absolute stunners of recipes for fall. And yeah, I hope you make them. I will link all the recipes down below. They are on my website. So making these dried apples or apple Schnitz is a great hands-on home ec project if you're a homeschool mom, or if you're just like me and you want to get your kids involved in the kitchen. This is a good one for you because they can watch, they can help. I did the peeling of the apples and then Ivani did some of the chopping. She started out with a set of kids' knives when she was young, and she's gradually gotten better and better, and I actually trust her with a small kitchen knife now, and so she did a good job. The key for apple Schnitz is to try to get uniform slices, try to get them all the same thickness. I wanted them to be done within about 12 hours, so I didn't go super thick. The thicker they are, obviously, the longer it's gonna take for them to dry. And we did taste several different varieties of apples. I definitely think the Honey Crisp were the best for sure. These Golden Delicious were not actually Golden Delicious, but a variety of them, and I did not prefer them, honestly. So I will not be getting those again. And the Zestar were okay, but just not as good as the Honey Crisp. And I will let you in on the verdict of the peels versus no peels. We did not mind the peels at all, so next time I will skip the peeling altogether. Makes it pretty, nice and red, and obviously you get the added nutrition from those peels. When you have them all sliced uniformly thin, then you want to toss them in either ascorbic acid or lemon juice, which is what I did, and then layer them onto your trays. You can actually do this in the oven. I'll try to find a link for you, and you can try it that way as well, but I have no experience with it. I have no idea how that would actually work. I just love the opportunity to borrow this dehydrator. I would not use it enough to actually buy my own, I don't think. Although if I had it, I can think of a lot of different things I'd like to try this evening. Actually, as I'm filming this voiceover, I want to try sliced bananas because someone told me that that's really good and they taste like candy. I wonder if I could do pineapples. In my brain though, dried pineapples would take days and days, so I'm not sure. So once all the baskets were completely filled, you don't need to give any space between the apples because they will shrink down as they cook. I plugged it in and I actually immediately called my mom and was like, is this a joke? There's no sound, nothing. You just like plug it in, there's no buttons or anything. And she's like, it should get hot in the bottom. And sure enough, eventually it got warm in the bottom and all night long they sat there and dehydrated, and then in the morning they looked pretty much exactly the same, just kind of shriveled up, kind of gummy. I will say, since I had my daughter helping, and you know, me too, I might have had some user error. I did leave a few of the thicker ones on to dry out for another 2 or 3 hours. So I would say the whole project was about 12 to 15 hours of drying time. What a fun fall snack. I actually only took about 5 to 6 apples to fill up the dehydrator. So the next day we did the whole thing again. So delicious, and I'm always up for more healthy snacks. Okay, who is ready for a little cozy baking afternoon? I'm so excited. I just put the boys down for their naps, and we're about to have, I look forward to baking this very special pumpkin loaf every single fall, and I make it one time for the year, and it's just so good. It's like so special, and I want to share it with you all today because I know it'll become a favorite in your family as well. Like I said, the boys are down for their naps, so I'm just gonna, this is like a little self-care time for me, which might sound ridiculous. I'm baking, but sometimes when you're in the mood, you're in the mood. Let's give a little shout out to my dress. Wearing a pretty dress. This is actually part of my clothing collection that I designed with Inherent Clothing Company. I believe it's still available. It also comes in a little girl size. So sweet. So yeah, check that out. I'll link it down below. But like I said, my boys are down for their naps, and we have a little ritual right at nap time to get them to be excited about going upstairs for naps. We keep their multivitamins upstairs, and they love them. They're so good. They think they love gummies. And I use Mary Ruth's kids vitamins for my kids. Not only do they like them, but I love what is inside them and the quality of their ingredients. Also, I've been told they taste really good. My kids love them. Their multivitamins come in strawberry, papaya, and super punch, and they're gluten-free, vegan, pectin-based, and also sugar-free. Some vitamins are like 90% sugar if you look at the ingredients. So I highly recommend their multivitamin. So they get this year round, and they also get the kids probiotic, which happens to be organic, and it's a yummy strawberry flavor. They're cute little strawberry shapes, and I love this because it's good for their gut. It helps also with fighting illnesses and sicknesses throughout the year. So they always get one of these. And then during the fall and winter months, I will also add their immunity gummies with elderberry to the routine. I love their immunity gummies because they not only have elderberry, but vitamin C and zinc. And again, they're vegan and pectin-based. My children love taking these as well. They're little berry shapes. So 3 vitamins a day for my kids right now, and it is worth every single penny. My daughter's in 1st grade. There's always illnesses going around. And I tell my children, we gotta eat healthy, we gotta sleep a lot, and to fill in the gaps, we take our multivitamins because it's kind of challenging sometimes to make sure kids are getting all the nutrients that they need. I've been giving Mary Ruth's to my kids for probably 3 or 4 years. I was overwhelmed when I started researching and trying to figure out what I was gonna give Ivani when she was like 2. And yeah, there's so much out there. And through my research, I stumbled across Mary Ruth's, and now here we are 4 years later, and I'm working with them on this video. So please check them out. Right now, I have an amazing offer for you. I have a link, and when you use that link and along with my code MRO, Megan Fox, you're gonna get 20% off of your order. They're on Amazon, so they can come straight to your door, free shipping. I love it, and they have tons of options. They have a liquid probiotic, they have vitamins for adults. Yeah, you gotta check it out. I know that you guys will feel confident giving them to your kids once you do a little bit of research. After all, it was founded by a mother who was a little skeptical of all the other things that were out there. So use my code, get the discount, and I'll have that link for you down below. And thank you, Mary Ruth, for creating such a good product and for working with me on today's video. So to make any pumpkin baked good recipe, of course, you're gonna need some pumpkin. Now there's a lot of ways you can do that. You can buy your pumpkin canned, or it's super easy to actually make your own. I like to do at least 1 neck pumpkin every fall and freeze the leftovers, and then I have it for those occasional times where I really want a pumpkin recipe in the middle of the winter. It doesn't happen too often. I feel like that pumpkin craving just hits in the fall. The well-known method is to put them on a pan with a little bit of water in the oven and just roast them, turn them halfway through, you know, get them nice and soft. I usually do it at 350, just, yeah, till they feel nice and soft, and then I scrape them out. But I wanted to try something different today. I was kind of running behind time, and so I tried to use my air fryer, and it worked great. So if you have an air fryer, go ahead and do the same kind of method. Put it in the air fryer at about 350 and just bake them till they're soft. I flip them halfway through. The leftovers I put in little freezer boxes, and now we're ready to make the pumpkin bread. Okay, here's a little secret. The pumpkin loaf is actually done once you get it out of the oven, but you can add this amazing brown butter glaze to the top and it's going to take things to the next level. It is so delicious. A nice little crunchy, harder, buttery layer on the top is so good with this bread. Just make sure you look at the directions. Don't do the mistake that I made of putting everything in at once. No. There's a method to the madness. You got to cook everything down first and boil it and get it thick before you add the powdered sugar at the end. I actually had to throw out my one batch because it was gritty and greeny from the sugar and I had to start over. So just a little word from the unwise, read your recipe. And I like to make the glaze while the pumpkin bread is still in the oven. That way I can clean up all my dishes. Good morning. So today we are giving back. I have been trying to find ways. It's hard with younger kids to teach them how to do acts of service for others and just, anyway, I've been looking, keeping my eyes open, and this time of year I always think is a good time to give back to others who are maybe in a tough spot or whatever. And so we're actually in a food pantry warehouse type of thing where lots of different local grocery stores donate their surplus or their extras or whatever to, and then different workers from the community like us can come and repackage up all the stuff into smaller amounts. And then they have like a grocery store that, you know, maybe refugees or just people that are in need can come and shop for either, I think it's either free or they get vouchers that they can earn through also doing packaging and packaging food and stuff like that. It's actually a really simple system. I'm making it sound really complicated, but anyway, I have the boys here with me this morning because it is a family slot. So I'm guessing they're having us package things that are like super foolproof and easy. I've only ever done this one time, and we were packaging up like tomatoes, dividing out the yucky ones from the nice ones and packaging them up. So I imagine that's not what it's going to be with little kids. It'll probably be something much more easy. But I think it's like 2.5 hours, something like that. So we'll see how it goes. And then they give you a voucher at the end that you can take to their grocery store setup, I guess, and we can shop. We'll still have to pay for our food. It's a very discounted price, but we will pay for our food. And I'm under the understanding that those in need can just walk in and take. Or I'm not sure how that all works. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything local. This is called Blessings of Hope in my area, but I don't know if there's anything like that you guys would have similar in yours. But check it out, especially this time of year. There's so many places that are in need. And yes, my kids can make cards for their grandma and, you know, obey cheerfully and stuff. But it's nice when you can find other things that they can do for Jesus. And that's kind of the idea of this morning. We'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll never do it again. But I was like, when I heard about this opportunity, I think there's like 3 or 4 of my friends that are coming with their kids. So it might be crazy. I don't know. We'll see. So the volunteer experience was very interesting. It was about 2.5 hours, and we were indeed, in fact, packaging tomatoes. Woo! Good job. Yeah? Okay, well, if you don't want to buy it, then we throw it in. So the kids actually were pretty helpful at first, at least Fletcher was, but after a while, their attention spans, you know, it's the attention span of a 4-year-old. But they loved watching all the tomatoes go by on the conveyor belt, and there was even a little craft time where they got to decorate cupcakes. Overall, it was super good, but you actually do get a voucher for children that help who are 5 and older. So I was only able to get 1 voucher for myself, but I still think it was a great learning experience for my boys, and Fletcher had a lot of questions. And yeah, it was a really good morning, especially if you go with friends. Then you always have someone to chat with. Boys are doing the laundry. Good job.
Ooh, Dada.
Dada's shirt. Do you guys love the ice machine, huh?
Ow.
Is that pebble ice so good? You go like this and you go down slowly. See it spinning in there? Oops. Okay, go ahead. Yep. Off the brake. Okay, watch. Woo, it's spinning. See? Okay, now we're gonna dump it out with a towel. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Yeah, okay. There we go. I'll just let it air dry a little bit. Okay, let's have some breakfast. Good morning and welcome to a cooking morning. I got all the housework done this morning and we're getting started on, just some meal prep. Tonight we're gonna have our dinner in a pumpkin that I've been really excited for. So I wanna get that all prepped and ready to go. And I think I forgot to tell you guys that my pumpkin loaves, I made them because I wanna have them tomorrow. I invited my friends over for a little play date. And I thought I would make them pumpkin bread and iced coffee. And I wanna make my pumpkin cold foam. So I have a couple things going this morning. You're about to see a little bit of a homemaking dance. I decided to try making kale chips. I've never done this, but my sister says they are so good with garlic. I think she said garlic powder or garlic salt. I'll have to look. And olive oil. Anyway, so we're gonna try these out once they're dry. I have the oven set for 300. And so yeah, we might have a good healthy little snack. And I was looking it up. Apparently kale is considered one of the fall ingredients, so there we go. But the deadline is 11:30 because at 11:30 we're either gonna, one, go shopping at that food pantry, just see what it's all about, or two, my cousin invited us to come look at their house. They're building a brand new home and it's gonna be excavated today. And apparently there's diggers coming and the boys are so excited. Are you guys excited to see the diggers and the excavators? We're not getting too excited though because they're supposed to come Monday and they didn't, and then they're supposed to come Tuesday and they didn't. So what are the chances they're actually gonna come today? So either way, we need to leave the house at 11:30, so that's kind of my deadline. So let's get cooking. I'm trying to get my ingredients organized because that's how you cook the best. You gather all your ingredients. I got this cheese pumpkin when we went and picked out our pumpkins almost 2 weeks ago. And it should be still fine because pumpkins store really well. And this is a big one, so I hope we have enough stuff to fill it. I'm gonna just follow the directions like it says, and then we'll just add everything to our pot. We had rice and Japanese chicken last night. And so I just reserved some rice. I need a cup of already cooked rice. The soy sauce is gonna add some salt to it, and we have Italian sausage. So that's gonna be good. So this recipe can be kind of involved if you're not smart with your timing. So I like to get my onions going first off right away so they can start getting softened up. And I mince them so tiny because I don't like onions, but it also adds to the flavor. And that little chopper gadget is so handy. I think it's from Tupperware. And so then when that is sauteing in the butter, I got started on my pumpkin. And I absolutely despise gutting, whatever you call it, cleaning pumpkins. It's just a lot of work, but this is a tradition and we're gonna do it. You do want to really get it clean inside, get out all those strings. Nobody wants to eat them. Save your seeds again for roasting. And this was a large pumpkin. One mistake I definitely made was making the hole kind of small, so it was hard to work with. I would have made it at least an inch wider the whole way around, so it would have been a lot easier to work with, and I could have filled it easier as well. If you're wondering what the spots are on this pumpkin, my children were outside painting pumpkins and splattering the paint everywhere. Now I know that they need to be far away from the house if they're having any paint in their hands, but this pumpkin will be just fine, and we used it anyway. I don't know if you can use the traditional orange pumpkins. My mom always told me to get one of these cheese pumpkins, so you can let us all know down in the comments if you made anything similar to this before using the orange ones. And by then the kale chips were ready. Come, you want to try one? Auntie Ann says Kenyon likes them. They're very salty.
I like them.
I like them too.
Yum, yum, yum.
Okay, they're really good. They just have a weird texture, like they're very papery. Like these would be a mess if I just let Miller walk around eating them. Garlic salt. Some of these are still a little like limp and damp yet. And so I'm gonna pick those out and put them back in. You want another one?
Yeah.
Is it yummy? Okay, this clip says it all. They kept coming back and sneaking kale chips. Look at his guilty little face. And they literally ate an entire pan and a half right then and there. I saved a little bit for Ivani to try, which she liked them too. So kid approved. I paused to brew a shot of espresso because I'm gonna be showing you another recipe with that in just a second. And I wanted it to have time to cool down. And then I was back to my pumpkin hash again, dinner and a pumpkin, and then I added in the cream of chicken soup. I did end up doing 2 cans and it worked fine, but I think one would have been fine as well. And the mushrooms, of course, we love mushrooms. And lastly, the rice, and you just kind of cook it all together and get it nice and warmed thoroughly through. Okay, so some updates. I made this stuff for the inside of the pumpkin, but I'm not gonna stuff it until a little bit later. That it only needs to be in the oven for like 2 to 3 hours? So I'm gonna do that, you know, later on this afternoon. Also, my cousin called and the excavators are not showing up again. And they probably won't be here all week because the excavator guy hurt his back. So, Fletcher, are you disappointed?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to comb your hair. Anyway, we're gonna get them to help me make some pumpkin spice whipped topping. This is so delicious and I'm making it for a crowd. I wanna have some for tomorrow when my friends come over for a play date. And then also, I've been trying to give, right now, okay, there's just a little bit of drama, but right now Ivani does not have a bus driver. It's complicated, but anyway, my mom and aunt and grandma and a neighbor lady are all taking turns taking the neighbor kids to school for just this month. And I wanna give them, this is the last week, I wanna give them all an iced latte to say thank you, and obviously I'm paying them. But anyway, I thought some pumpkin whipped topping would be a nice addition to an iced coffee this afternoon when she comes and drops Ivani off. So we're gonna make a big old batch of this stuff and it's gonna be good. I've made it before, you guys love it too. And it takes things you have at home, as long as you have pumpkin puree at home. It's like super basic, easy stuff. I also made a reel with a little personalized amount version of the pumpkin spice cloud. And so yeah, it's super easy to make. You can make it with your little frother and you don't even need to get a stand mixer out or any of that stuff. But today we're going big. We're making the big batch. 1, need 2.
Mom. Miller.
Okay, now we're doing the pumpkin. Okay, right here, this. So we scoop, let's get this out of the way. No, you gotta fill it up. Fill it up. 1.
What are we making?
2, you just counted. Good, that's all we need though. We only need 2. Uh-oh, Mama's making a mess. All done. And then we need a little dash of pumpkin spice. Do we put the pumpkin spice in, Miller? This, you shake it in. Okay, dump it into the big bowl. Okay. Yeah, that's about right. Good job.
You got some on the
Perfect.
Okay.
Lift your feet, Miller. What's it doing?
Mixing.
I don't know if you can see, but it is just so pretty. It has like little specks in it, and it's like a pinky orangey color. Yeah, so good. You could add a little more powdered sugar if you think it tastes a little pumpkin-y. Like to me, when I'm eating it plain right now, it tastes a little strong, but it's always really good when you add it to your coffee. If you have any intentions of eating it 100% plain, you know, you could always sweeten it up more if you wanted. Which, I don't know who eats whipped topping plain, but anyway. There, I just made an iced latte. Basically, it's just espresso, milk, maple syrup, and ice. And now I'm gonna top it. Oh, look how pretty that is. I love it. Yum. I'm gonna drink this on the way to our little grocery exploration we're gonna do. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a blob here on the top. And I can mix it in a little. There we go. It pretty much looks like a root beer float. Wow. Oh man. Yep, I'm gonna spoil my friends tomorrow with this. So, so good. Anyway, I gotta get this kitchen cleaned up. It is quite the wreck. And yeah, we'll hit the road. Okay, we're here and I see a lady loading up her car with like mangoes and all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna go in here and talk to them at the front desk and yeah, just get some more information about this ministry. And yeah, that way I can fill you guys in a little bit on it because I don't know a ton about it. Like initially it feels weird. I'm shopping at a food pantry. I don't need the assistance as much as like, you know, there's other people out there that are much more in need than I am. So I feel like a little bit guilty or like maybe I shouldn't be doing this, but this is what you're supposed to do if you're a volunteer. They give you a voucher. You're supposed to go shop. So I'm going to talk to them at the front desk a little bit and find out like how this all works. So we'll go in here, see what we can find. Like I said, I did this one other time like a year and a half ago and it was not very successful. Did not find much at all. A lot of weird flavors of stuff, you know, like discounted, not super healthy food. So we'll see what they have today. I'm hoping for like bulk baking items or stuff for the freezer. I saw her big thing of mangoes. That would be awesome. So yeah, we will see. I'm as curious as you. So I spoke to the woman at the front desk and she wasn't super helpful, but my friend was able to explain to me a little bit later on. Basically, the lady at the front desk said, "Oh no, you are helping us when you shop here," but I didn't quite understand. After we came in, they let us have candy. They gave the kids, yeah, we were allowed to pick out some candy and water bottles if we wanted. And yeah, we just shopped around. But basically how it works is they are a service that distributes food boxes and things to families in need. But of course, they have lots of food coming in from different businesses and things like that. So they have a store that they love when the community shops at. You can't just walk in there. You have to get vouchers by volunteering at their packaging center. But yeah, now it makes a lot more sense to me. I see they're a whole organization and there's several different arms and branches of this organization. It's really neat and we had a good time shopping around. As you can see, there was a lot of, like I said, odd flavored things, you know, closeout items and stuff like that. But we also went into their cold freezer case area too. Okay, here we go. It's gonna be cold, isn't it? Ooh. You gotta hurry. Fletcher, how cold are you? Very cold. Very cold? You're so cold. This is so cold. Shopped really quickly and tried to get out of there as fast as possible. But sadly, the produce section was pretty sad that day. I did not find the mangoes I was looking for. There was some berries that were pretty much gone. And we were not in there that long at all, but the line to weigh our cart at the end was pretty long. It's kind of fun. You just pull your cart up and they weigh it by the pound and times it by 68 cents, I believe. And I know if you're shopping for a ministry or anything like that, you get a very much more discounted rate than that, which is super cool as well. So I definitely enjoyed learning more about this organization and it's so cool to see how it is practically helping people, you know, right in my backyard. Okay, we're back. I'm about to show you my haul. Why don't you see if you can guess? I'll show you a clip here of my grocery cart. How much do you think I spent? Okay, so it was by the pound and I really saved a lot with these, but I also feel very mixed feelings about them because I don't even buy chips for my kids to eat. But we are going to do some packed lunches here in the future, and I have been doing the Thrive Market snacks. I've been doing so good, and now here I bring these into the picture, so I don't know how I feel about it. These were at the checkout line, but we had red vines when we were out in Minnesota, and it's just like nostalgic. And here are marshmallow peeps that Fletcher made me put in the cart last second. I was happy with this. This is a really heavy bag of white chocolate drops. That's what I will use when I make my Christmas party mix. And then I thought this would be good for making marinades for chicken. I have some different recipes that call for orange marmalade, so that's like pretty similar. And then we have pork rinds, they had weird flavors of those. I don't know how these got in the cart. I didn't see that it says flaming hot. I think Miller might have done that. And then over here we have more chips, more snacks. They were obviously by the pound, so they weigh hardly anything. And then the drinks, they also were by the pound, and some of them are in glass bottles, but I have been craving, you guys know me, all the green juices and stuff. So I was happy to get these. I'm gonna have to organize them by date though, because I feel like a few of them are gonna be out of date in a couple months. But yeah, I was happy to find these. This is pure grapefruit juice. I used to buy this here and there to add to like little mixers and drinks and stuff. So I was glad to find them. And here we have Mighty Mango Naked Juice and also their Blue Machine. And then chocolate milk. Okay, I'm gonna eat my lunch and talk with you guys. I stopped at a acai place on the way home because we never get close to any of them, and I've been craving one for like a couple weeks now. I'm telling you, like, pregnancy cravings are annoying. They just come and it's not always stuff you can get a hold of. I would love to learn how to make my own, but the base is just the part that I just haven't figured out yet, but I do have a really awesome Harvest Global type of acai bowl that I love so much. So I'll have to share that with you guys maybe sometime, but not in this video. We already have enough recipes. Anyway, we were only in there for like 20 minutes and then we stood in a very long line for probably 10 or 15 minutes. So yeah, it was a very interesting experience. Will I do it again? Maybe. Maybe I would, like once a year or so, twice a year. I don't know. It's good. I'm always looking for opportunities to have, like, there's lots of ways I can give back, you know, but as children, how can I show them volunteer and maybe not get anything in return, which I guess this is not a great example of that because you do get groceries. So yeah, it's a really cool program. I just wanted to use this chance to, I mean, it was a little adventure I wanted to take you guys along on, but also just to spread awareness that, you know, coming up towards the end of the year, the holidays can be kind of hard. I know we have a food drive that distributes lunches every Wednesday close to me, and they give out a lot of food. The line is always going around the church. Just the parade we went to last week, you could bring bags of groceries and donate them. Like, of course, you should read the list and see what they're looking for, that kind of thing. But yeah, there's so many opportunities to give back. There's coat drives and yeah, things like that. I don't know. As moms, sometimes it feels like we give to our family and we sometimes forget to look around us at the community at large. And I think something that's been like prying at me a little bit too is just the hospitality in my home and like who am I inviting into it, who am I giving my time to and stuff. It's so easy just to give back to people who are going to give back to you later. But do we ever sacrificially give? 'Tis the season coming up too, right? So I don't know. It was reminding me I'm grateful for my blessings. I'm grateful that I can choose where I want to go grocery shopping. Oh my goodness. Look at the baby. I got an acai bowl for the boys. Oh my word. Anyway, giving back. Serving others. I need to go serve my boys at the moment. Anyway, I'm gonna go wash this kid up and then I'm gonna put them down for naps and get this pumpkin in the oven.
When I was lost and hopeless, when I was at my worst, it's grace that you extended that I did not deserve. I am so amazed by all you have done. I cannot explain the depth of your love. Limits can't contain the heart of you, God. I'm amazed at the depth of your love.
Okay, so it is about supper time. I actually just got back from taking Ivani to the dentist. So this is what it looks like. Not super pretty. Okay, let's lift this stem off. Ooh, there it is. All that broth. Yum. Okay, so now you just take it and stir it all up. You just scrape, reach in there, and you get it out. And while you're scooping, you want to get some of the orange pumpkin flesh in there, and you stir that all up and it gets super creamy. Anyway, and it's really hard while you're making it to know if you're salt and peppering it enough, so I recommend tasting it first and then serving it with salt and pepper on the side in case you want more. You can always add more, you can't take it out, so just be a little careful. There is soy sauce in there and stuff. But anyway, before I call the family to the table, what is Josh doing? Josh, you're in the background. What were you doing?
Just looking at the steps.
Okay. So, before I call the family to the table, I'm gonna taste this with you guys. It's actually really good, but the novelty of the pumpkin makes it even better. I was trying to explain to Ivani what you call this. Like, is it a stew? Is it a soup? I don't know. It's supper and a pumpkin. Josh is actually back there. We're renovating our steps. It's like actually phase 1. We're gonna end up redoing our kitchen and everything eventually someday. But for now, we're gonna make the steps work. So we're gonna put a runner down the middle. I don't know, you'll see all that coming up here. Made sure I got a mushroom on there, some sausage, some beef. slightly sweet too, which I know there's brown sugar in it, but that wasn't very much. So I wonder if some of it came from the pumpkin. I don't know. It is good every year. I make it once a year, so I can't really say it's a family favorite. It's a family tradition. Okay, I will put all of today's recipes down below. Thank you guys so much for following along in this video. Also, check out Mary Ruth's and use my code to get 20% off on all Mary Ruth's products. Code works on both their website and on Amazon. If your mouth is watering now, sorry, I take full credit, but go make these recipes. They're all total favorites of our families, and I try to cover different genres. And also, don't forget your local food pantries and all of that. I know that this is a great time of the year to give back. So thank you all for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.